Hey everybody, what's up? Today I am going to show you a Fiat 500e. It is an all-electric 24 kilowatt hour battery, 111 horsepower, 147 pound-feet of torque, all-electric vehicle. I'm going to take the car for a quick wash and I'm going to take it for a drive, show you the interior, show you how to get it started, how to charge the car, and it's actually a really easy car to drive, much more easier than a gas-powered car. And let's go take the car for a wash. So I just got in the Fiat 500e, and as you can see, the battery is full. It's got about 90 miles of range, and we're going to take this car for a quick wash. But before we head out, I want to show you guys how easy it is to get the car started, how easy it is to get it into gear, and just how much space there is on the inside of the car. So it really seems like the inside of the car doesn't have that much space, and as you can see, I've removed the rear headrests for better visibility out of the back window, but there's actually a decent amount of space. I wouldn't drive with any passengers in the back seat, not even kids. Would be a good fit. It's really more of a space for storing items, but yeah, the interior is actually pretty spacious, good for 2 adults, and let's get this car started. So I'm starting up the car, and as you can see, the car shows that the left door is open, so I'm going to close that real fast. I've got it preset for the tire pressures, so I like to make sure that the tire pressures are all in good order when I'm driving. And sorry, I know it's a little bit dusty on the center dash. I'll get that cleaned up in a little bit. It's kind of warm in the car right now. It's about 100 degrees outside today, so I'm going to hit the auto, get the air going. Looks like the previous driver had the temperature pretty low, and we're going to bring it back up to about 70 degrees. And the air blows cold. We've got 4 vents, got one on the left, 2 in the center, and then one on the right. The windows are opened actually on the center console, so you'll see here the left window and the right window. And the door's locked. It's actually really interesting. So there's no actual physical lock to push down on. When the door is, the handle, when it's all the way in, that's when the door is locked. And when it's out a little bit, that's when the door is unlocked. So one thing that's really funny about this car is, as you can see, there's about 90 miles of range right here. So the car is always going to show you how much range it has. When you turn on the air conditioning, as I'm doing right now, so I'm going to turn on the air conditioning real fast, and I go back to that, you'll see that it just went from 90 to about 80. So using the air conditioning actually does take quite a bit of power from the battery. Down below we've got 2 cup holders. We've got a 12 volt DC port that I rarely ever use, and then you've got a USB port, charging port, and an auxiliary jack, 3.5 millimeter jack input port for playing music. Putting the car in gear is actually really easy. So it starts at park, R is for reverse, N is for neutral, and I really don't know what neutral is for, and then D is drive, so D is to go forward. So I'm going to hit reverse real fast, and we're going to head out. So one thing that's really interesting about driving an electric car is there is no sound when you turn the car on, and there is no sound when you really move forward. So I've just put the car into drive. I'm going to move forward. Now as you can see, it's really quiet. So I'm sitting here in line at the car wash, and there's one car ahead of me. Actually, there's 2 cars ahead of me. There's one behind that bush, if you can see it. It's a Mercedes, and then there's one in the car wash. These car washes take about, I'd say about almost 10 minutes per car, so this might be a solid 20 to 30 minute wait for me, but it's totally worth it in that the car washes are actually really inexpensive, under 10 bucks. It's just down the street from where I live, and these Fiat 500es are actually really easy to keep clean, and that's one thing that I like about it. Very low maintenance, and the only thing I've had to change on the car have been the tires, actually, and so and that's just from all the mileage on the car. So definitely a very reliable car. Haven't had any problems with the car. And so I guess while we're sitting here, I'll walk you through the center console. And this is an older model. On the newer models, there's going to be more of a tablet display in the center where the two vents are. But on the left, you've got the radio on-off button, along with volume, your presets, your tuning, your menu. Down below, ESC off. I've actually never used that button. I assume it's got something to do with stability control or traction control. The button for the hazards, the rear defroster icon, and then down below that is the air conditioning. What's great about this car also is it comes with seat heaters as well as fog lights, which are convenient late at night if it's really dark outside. The car comes with auto, and if I turned on auto now, because it is so hot outside, it would crank up the AC and you would barely be able to hear me speak. So right now I have it on a manual air conditioning setting, set to recirculate at 70 degrees, and down below that are the window open and close switches, as well as the shifter console. So very simple car, very easy to maintain. The rear view mirror is actually auto dimming, and up top we've got some lights for ambient lighting, and the car also does come with Bluetooth audio as far as making phone calls. This model doesn't have Bluetooth audio as far as music, but I think on newer models that might be available. So cycling through the menu is done on the right stalk, and this is something that I actually had to learn after bringing the car in for service. So here the car lets you know that it's ready. It shows you how much power the motor is currently using, and it's an 83 kilowatt hour motor. So you'll see that go up and go down as you move forward. You can see the trip settings for A, for B, and then back to the tire pressure settings. So this vehicle has about 23,742 miles on it, which is actually relatively low compared to a lot of other cars out there. Alright, so I'm going to do a real quick walk around of the car. You'll see that it's got the orange sport alloy wheels, and it's very compact. If you look, if you take a step back and you take a look at this parking space, I mean, the Fiat barely takes any space in the parking space. And then the reason why you'd be driving a Fiat, of course, is for the sticker right here, the California HOV Lane sticker. So just going around the car, it's actually really easy to maintain. Just wash the car and dry the car off really fast. One thing to be careful about right here, this cover is where the gas cover normally is. On this car, the charging port's right behind that. So I'll open that real fast so you can see the charging port. And I bumped into it in my garage, and that's why I had to get it taped up. But yeah, it's a very straightforward car, very easy to park. It's got xenon headlamps, it's got fog lights that come with it as well. And real quickly, let me show you how to charge the car. So if you don't have a level 2 charger, there's two different types of chargers that are available, and I'll show you real quick. So inside the trunk here, there's a panel where you can actually open up and see the charging cable. So one end plugs into an outlet, so you'll see that right here, and then the other end plugs into the port that I just showed you. This car also comes with a tire pressure inflator, which is right there. You can see it's wrapped up because I've never used it. But yeah, all of this stows away pretty easily. Another thing that I really like about the car is the seats fold all the way down, so it actually gives you quite a bit of space. I've actually removed the, there's a trunk cover here that I've removed that you can't see. But yeah, this is the Fiat 500e. It is available for rent if you do see it available. And if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you like, please subscribe and hit the like button, and let me know if you have any questions. So I'm finishing up the review here. Got the keys right here, gonna lock the car, and lucky renter is gonna pick up the car hopefully later this week.